Hello, I'm Jason Davis, and welcome to a special interview. It's one of a series of interviews focusing with various figures throughout Sugar Mass. With me in the studios is national soca artist Nicha B, and we're going to be speaking a bit about the local soca scene, what Nicha has been up to, and of course, the eliminations that took place on the weekend. Hello and welcome, Nicha. Good to see you again.
Thank you for having me here this afternoon.
It's our pleasure. Okay. First of all, we haven't been hearing a lot of music out of you over the past year, so what have you been up to?
Well, honestly, I've been in Trinidad just before the COVID. So, after the COVID, everything slowed down. So just before that, I was in Trinidad for almost 2 years with the All Stars band with Blacks. Yeah, a lot of artists have originated from the band like Destro, Patrice Roberts, Voice, Teddyson John, so on. So that's where I've been networking myself, traveling with the band. But mostly we've been pushing the Can't Wait song because that's what the world know me from. I was more putting my face to the song, so that we were promoting for the last 2 years in Trinidad just before the COVID. So the COVID was slowed us down, and I had a few songs put up, and I just add more to it, and I will add to the EP that I released this December for the Carnival.
So what was that experience like working with that band?
It was a good experience. It was more like tiring to me because it's something I didn't expect. And Trinidad is more bigger than St. Kitts. So we had like 2-hour drive, 3-hour drive to a venue. Something we had 6-7 gigs a night. So we drive 2 hours, 3 hours back, an hour and a half. This way, like, that was more getting to me, taking a toll on me. And then the getting up to travel to go do a show in one night and get up and come back to Trinidad, like, yo, this ain't, I'm not slowing down to it. And he said, yo, Nicha, this is how we go. I showing you, like, to me, I was being an apprentice at the time, but I was still learning a lot of other stuff and doing music, still showcasing myself, showcasing with country, with talent and stuff like that.
You just mentioned you were learning. What would you say was the biggest lesson you've learned out of that experience?
Patience, and that we see a lot of things from the outside as easy, but really behind the scenes there's a lot of work to be done. When people sleeping, we outside, we practicing, we here, we there, we doing interviews, like, real tiring, and it's gotta be something you love to do if you want to do it. You understand? So whatever you do, you just gotta the love for it, and the joy for it, and the hunger for it. Otherwise, you're gonna give up because everything like hard times between the good times.
Okay. Now back in St. Kitts Nevis, you were among the artists that were in the Soca Monarch eliminations, which took place, or rather your song, since it wasn't a live performance, but the songs were being judged, and you came out on top in the Groovy category with the top score. Now tell us about the song itself. What's the name and how did you come up with it?
Well, the song is called Miss That, and really the song came from just the elements of Carnival that we miss, and these things that we miss. It's just been a while that we had Carnival, and the enjoyment of jumping up in the street, meeting with friends, with family coming from abroad. Like, so I just sat one day and when I really sat, Steady sent me a beat. Steady, why? He's the producer of the beat. He sent me the beat one Saturday and one Sunday afternoon. And I said, no. And I went to him one time and I said, Steady, like, what we going to do on this beat? He said, I make it for you so you could do what you want. So I decided, but I do Can't Wait. Can't Wait was a hit. And then now we're really missing it. So I decided, okay, we missed that. So then I just went into my archives or my head or wherever you want, say into my hip, and just start thinking about a lot of stuff. Like, from way back when I was a youth, the things I see on the TV with like Ellie Mac them and the Jerry Bass them jamming and it was this to be playing and stuff like that. Like, it just bring back a little memory to me, and then I just decided, okay, let me see how we could come out of this in 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. And then that's what came out of it. So it's really talking about the elements of Carnival, the troops, the parade, we jumping up together, Juve morning, the things that we miss. And we really are missing it. So I believe that song will hit people.
And apparently it impressed the judges because you came out as the top scorer in the Groovy category. How did you feel about that?
Well, not really nothing about that. Anything I do, I try to do my best. So I don't really be looking for less than the best. So not being in a way like being cocky, but everything we do, you're supposed to put your best foot forward. So I was just expecting the best for myself. So I'm just grateful that they put the listening ear into the song and they really take the time out and do what they had to do. Okay. And for all who made it, congrats, and who didn't make it, good luck, best luck next time, you know what I mean?
Okay.
This is a competition and that's how we go sometimes.
Okay. Moving on to the power category, where you were also a competitor. This time, though, you came in 9th position. Mm-hmm. And that I understand that there was a tie for the 7th position, so the committee decided to extended to 9 places. If you ask me, it looked like you almost didn't make it in. How do you feel about that?
Well, again, I'm still grateful because this is the first time I ever tried soca. This is the first time I ever tried power. So, to me, I still feel happy for the position. I'm grateful for gaining in the first place. So, again, I say congrats for those who made it and for those who didn't. Best of luck next time, you know what I mean? But we just got to do our best, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in both sections. I really don't know how to feel about it, but it's just a competition, and just gotta go and put my best foot forward when the finals come.
For someone who might not have heard the song or seen the eliminations on the weekend, tell them about the song itself.
The fire?
Yes.
Power?
The power song.
Well, the power song is really about fire. When I speak about fire, I mean like in the fact of energy. Like when you come to the stage, I bring that fire, I bring that blaze, I bring that energy. Like we're talking about really bringing the energy to the stage, the rhythm of energy. Whatever we do, we got the fire, we got the heat behind it. So it's basically talking about energy, as the fire meaning energy, you understand? So power is a thing that you get people to jump and move, and so I just wanted to bring that fire to the stadium that night. So I got in, and I'm happy and grateful for the opportunity. So we can see what happens in finals.
Okay. As a creator, songwriter, and a performing artist yourself, how has the COVID pandemic and the restrictions that came along with it, how has that impacted music making for you?
Well, I believe COVID impacted everybody on a whole. But as an artist, I don't think, maybe financially like everybody else, but lyrically and creatively, it was like a haven for me. I had more time for myself. I had more time to sing music and find more lyrics and find more stuff like that. We created the EP that we have this year called Humble. I want people to go and look up the EP Humble. We have a few tracks on it also. Like other than me Soca Man tracks, we have a few more other tracks on it. So this is stuff that evolved from the COVID for me. I didn't take the COVID as a downfall. I take it as an opportunity to find more material, find more melodies, find more creative ways of bringing me music. So COVID was a plus for me.
Okay, that's good to hear. Now, switching gears. Earlier in your tenure, a couple of years ago, let's just say a couple of years ago, we know that you worked with a regional artist, Benjai, for the remix to Can't Wait. Any plans to do other regional collaborations?
Yeah, we've been working on that, but as I said, right now we're just networking and trying to build my name as my brand as Nicha. As you see, I've been in Trinidad for a while. So the opportunities are there, but firstly I have to establish myself and represent my country, put myself and my country on the map. And then after that, we could just do a little collaborations. I already have a few. I have on my voice, but it ain't ready to be out yet. There's still on a little management problems, and not really problems, but timing. So, and I have other songs to work with other artists, but just timing. I wrote a song for Blacks also when I was in Trinidad. So we've been working on the scene still, but networking and marketing we face towards the music and stuff like that. But right now we're back onto the music scene. So I just see this year. For December, the Carnival season, I release an EP of 6 songs, so hopefully January we'll be changing it over to our next type of music still and continue the releasing of the music. Okay.
Now, I also know that sometime back you were working with the youth in Barbados. Are there any other plans to do similar youth-oriented work?
Yeah, it's so funny that you asked, because just before the COVID, I was asked to join them again in Barbados, doing the same speech things to youth. And as you know, before the music, we was caught up in a little street stuff, and we evolved from that and reached where we reached today. You know what I mean? We ain't perfect, but we're still trying. So this is things that us do with BYAP, which is the Barbados Youth Action Program. And this is like, it's backed by the Ministry of Education and stuff like that in Barbados. These guys send for me to speak to like schools and like places like AVEC and TechVax and stuff like that in the areas, like youth skill centers, and speak to them about what we passed and what we're doing now and stuff like that. But yeah, we're still connected. As I said, the COVID stopped me from going, but we still do a little one to Zoom meetings now and again on Facebook. So if people interested, they could always log on to the BYAP program, or go on Facebook, Instagram, and look up for BYAP, which is Barbados Youth Action Program. And most of the nights we have like Zoom. I won't be on all the time, but the main people of it will be on and having like different conversation with different people from around the world. So if you want to be in tune and be a helping hand, it's free, it's open, the media is there for it.
Okay, great. Switching gears now. Personally, what would you like to see happen for the future of soca? Where would you like to see soca go into the future?
Well, that is a question I really can't answer to say where I want it to go, because soca already evolved to a place already. But I would like us to reach to that level where it's at by other countries. Well, I won't talk from my experience when I went to Barbados, Trinidad and places like that. All the artists always have somebody that sponsor them. So like the government might sponsor them to this amount, a company might sponsor them to this amount. So like, say Digicel will broadcast the music all over, put them on billboards all over, so people know who these people are. Like, it takes a community to do it too. It's just the artists, it did people around us, the companies to step in and stuff like that. And I mean, some people be scared to do something, but for somebody who feels stuck in a shell and like no help coming, you're gonna always be doing the same stuff. Then you see somebody step in to help you or try to make you a better person, then you have no choice but to try to evaluate your life and say, "But Nicha, you gotta stop this and doing this," because now people got their eyes on you, people looking at you. Like, we just need a support behind us. You understand? You don't have to be financially, it's just some kind of support. Like when they're doing stuff here, they use the artist faces like for companies. You know, like just market us, be here with us, because we can go together at the end of the day. Because if we ever go from here and make it big, it's gonna be the same thing, you know what I mean? So just work together one time and help each other to grow.
Okay.
That's the oldest thing I see in sync is when it comes to the music. Companies don't try to take the risk, or the government might not say they will take the risk with the artists. And because when I was in Trinidad, the first thing they asked me, did the government support you? But my honest question was, no, we don't get support like that. We do shows for them, they'll contact us to do stuff like that, but they will keep money in our pockets, but nobody come and me like the backbone and so okay, then we help you get the studio, we can help you do this, we can market this, we can do a foreign exchange of artists with you guys, send you guys here, bring some artists here, like, like stuff like that, like help us to grow and evolve as artists. You don't have to be financially, just these simple stuff. Send us somewhere to network, do some recordings, like get a label, like some simple stuff. But it can't happen overnight, man, it can happen one time. You can take steps, and I'm willing to go with the steps towards making a change in the music.
All right. Final question as we wrap up. To a young person who's watching this interview and they have, dreams of entering into the music arena, what advice would you have for an up-and-coming artist, whether it's soca or not?
Well, for up-and-coming artists, you just got to be consistent. That's one problem I had with my career, by not being consistent, because when you reach a certain level, you feel like you made it. You never made it in music. You always got to keep coming, you always got to try to find new material. You have to be creative, innovative. You got to be so much things. Like, believe in yourself, be true to yourself. You can't have too much voices in your head, too much people telling you what to do. Know what you want to do. Focus on what you want to do. Don't follow the crowd because everybody's singing this, you're singing that. In music, the most important thing to do in music is to find your own lane, which is your style of music, your type of thing. Because originality, nothing beats originality. So just always be original, keep clean, and stay positive, and then you're going to be where you want to be. And just remember, nothing come overnight. As I say, you got to be consistent so people can see you serious, and you got to show that you're serious to yourself also.
All right. I know it's a final question, but one last thing. What can people expect from you on the night of the finals?
Well, I want them to come out to the finals to see what will happen. I can't tell them, but they better come if they want to see. And let's make with 50th anniversary something to remember. So I'm going to hold all the energy and all the spirit and all of that for them to come to the show and see. They don't come, they miss it. They just got to see it when this is with card it or somebody phone. So I want everybody to come out and represent 50th anniversary, come out and make the Soca Monarch a moment to remember.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you very much.
All right. I've been speaking with national soca artist Nicha B, and he's been telling us a bit about what he's been up to, his takes on the future of soca, and of course inviting everyone to come out to the Soca Monarch Finals. Thank you. I'm Jason Davis for ZIZ TV.